Yo, what's going on, Jungle Cats? Got us here, coming back to you in the new year. Today we're going to be making a tier list of all of the Pokemon in Mythical Island and Genetic Apex. We're about 2 weeks away from the new pack release, so I thought it'd be a good time to kind of do like a wind up on where I think these cards stand. Originally, I was going to be doing all of the types together in one video, but I realized after editing a little bit that was going to be a super long video. So I decided to separate them out into separate videos, which will be releasing over the next couple of days. So yeah, if you're catching this video within a couple of days, I've probably uploaded all the tier lists by now, and you can look in the description. If you're just catching this the day of, then you might need to wait like a day or two before I get all the videos out, but they will be coming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to catch more of this content. We're going to be pumping out a lot of videos during the new packs. In this video, we're going to be looking at Dragon and Metal Energy, as well as items and supporter cards. So let's jump on in. All right, so we combined the Metal and the Dragon cards together because there's not too many. Hopefully this section is going to be pretty quick. But yeah, a lot easier, a lot quicker. Start off with Mawile, and Mawile's an interesting card. I think it's pretty good stat line, and you also have the potential of discarding energy, which is always really good. So it can pop off early game. Yeah, I guess like the main downside is that there's not a lot of metal cards, so you really have to play this in like a metal or colorless type deck. So that's kind of really the main downside. But as they like bring out more metal cards, or if this is in like a different energy type, I think this could be like A tier card. It's just like a pretty good starting card to have. So maybe I'll just put it in A tier. Maybe it deserves it. I think it deserves it. I think this is gonna, when there's more metal cards coming out, we're gonna play this a little bit more. Then we have the Bisharp and Noir. I don't know. I honestly I don't know how to pronounce that one. There's like some Pokemon where I like read their name, but I have to like say it out loud, and then I like say it for the first time, and I'm just like, oh, I'm definitely not saying this right. But yeah, Bisharp, super strong card, just like putting down 70 damage. I kind of like think of like Bisharp as an aggro deck like Blaine. I really like Pidgeot, Bisharp decks. I think they're super powerful. I'd probably put this like A tier just because the amount of damage it does. And then whatever this is called, probably B tier. It does decent damage. It has decent HP. I mean, the HP is a little low, but yeah, I would say it's pretty solid, a little bit above average. So maybe like low B tier, but it's not that many here. Then we have Melmetal and Melton. Melton's like not super great. Feels risky like having this out there too long. Typically when I do play Metal, I'll only really have this out like a turn, and 2 turns kind of feels like pushing it. This would be like low C tier, maybe almost D tier. But I think that Melmetal is a really strong card. Usually when you get this out, you're just in great position. Probably say like mid to upper A tier. Then we have Dratini and Dragonair and Dragonite. Dratini kind of feels awkward some of the time because you do need to hit both the water and electric energy, and it has the 2 energy on it. When this is the only card you start with, pretty unlikely chance that you're going to be able to attack with it right away. I think that just makes it kind of awkward, and usually you want to have this in the back lines and just try to build onto it. So I would kind of put this at like C tier just because of that awkwardness. It does do like decent damage, but I don't know if that's really going to bring it up higher than C tier. Dragonair, probably like bottom of B tier. Does solid damage, but then again, you need to hit the right energy, and you don't always do that. I think that can be a little bit awkward if you don't hit them. Its HP is all right. It's not anything great, but it's not 100. So yeah, I think that's like decent HP. Dragonite, boom, solid card. You're usually winning once you get this in. Does require a lot of time to build up and has a heavy retreat cost. Solid cards, just needs like a good stall card to pair with. And speaking of stall cards, we got Druddigon, really solid card. Dang, I don't think I can put this in S tier, but I would say it's just about S tier. Yeah, just a really good card. I kind of slept on it at first, but I think the ability Rough Skin is super useful. Usually when I'm running Druddigon, I'm putting 2 Leafs in the deck, so by a couple turns in, I'll probably have drawn like one of them, and I can swoop this out if I don't hit the energy on it, and just have put down some damage. And yeah, if you hit 2 of these and you're just building up your 3rd Pokemon, which could be a lot of different things, you're usually just going to win the game. So it's like 2 of these with 2 leaves early, just like basically win you the game, and can be used in a lot of different decks. I typically like to play this in decks that run the fire and water energy, like both of them, because it's good to like have the potential threat of doing the 90 damage. If I draw my like 2 Druddigons, then I like to start building on the second one, be able to attack with that, because 90 damage is like a ton of damage. And usually with like the ability hit, you're able to take out most Pokemon with that in the 90, which is, yeah, really good. Most of these cards are pretty good. I think we just kind of need more of them and they'll be even better. Now we're moving into items. Let's go. We're starting off with some fossils. I think all the fossils are like pretty comparable to one another. To me, they're kind of just like needed cards for fossil type Pokemon. I don't really like fossil tech at all. And I think there's like very few situations where fossils are actually helpful and you don't end up like wasting your fossil. So I know some people like play fossils in decks without fossil Pokemon. I don't think that's good. I think that doing some fossil tech in decks with fossil Pokemon can be good if you get the right line. Generally, I don't like fossil tech. I just think that most times you're going to be ending up losing a point, which is not good. And yeah, but they do lead into good Pokemon. I'm probably just going to put them in a like C tier, because generally fossil Pokemon are a little bit stronger than most other Pokemon. But as a card, kind of a pain that you can't draw them with Pokeballs, and they're kind of a pain in general. So yeah, put them in C tier. Then we got Mythic Slab. This has been like one of my favorite cards. It's such a good card because you're moving your Pokemon to the top of the deck, and typically you want to get your Pokemon earlier in the game. So even if you don't hit the Pokemon with the card, you know it's at the bottom of your deck now, and you've moved your Pokemon up to the top of your deck. And yeah, to me, that's just a great card. Great utility, super powerful. I really like it a lot. I'd maybe consider putting this in S tier. I think I'll put it like high A tier. Yeah, it's like a really good card. Then we got Pokeflute. I really like Pokeflute. I think there's like a couple of Pokemon that this pairs really well that people don't use it with as much. Behemoth's one of them. I know people play it with Pidgeot, is pretty good. Victory Bell is really good with this. The new Raichu actually works kind of well with this. Kind of like the new Raichu with this. I've been like testing out with that a little bit. I don't think it's A tier quality, but I think it's a pretty solid card. I think it's definitely a unique card, unique ability. And yeah, Potion's pretty solid. It's usually one of the cards I'll drop if I have too many Pokemon in the deck and I have a lot of extra room. I'll add it in if I have any room in the deck, and it seems pretty good. It's kind of the same thing with speed. I feel like they're pretty comparable. I don't know. I think they're definitely more versatile than the Pokeflute, so I'll probably put it above. Pokeball, have 2 of them in every deck, except for maybe some fossil decks. I only have 1 in them. Just like the best item card by far. It's just a great way to get your Pokemon out there. If you don't have 2 of them in your deck, you're losing most of the time. And yeah, hand scope. I always call this like hard scope because I used to be a Call of Duty gamer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could just put this in F tier. Like, you never use this unless you like don't have any other cards to put in the deck. It's just not good. And then like same with that Pokedex. This is like probably the worst card in the game. I don't know. I just like never want to use this card. Like, I'd rather just like put something else in. It's just like not that helpful to know what you have coming up. You kind of I mean, there is some like cool combos you can do, like reshuffle your deck if you don't like what's not coming up next. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit more helpful. No, I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. I think they're both down there. So I know red card's a hot topic. I think it still has utility. I think it's really good to have in tournaments. Like whenever I see an opponent has a red card, I know that they have the possibility of having it in hand and they could ruin my hand. I know that there's always not a guarantee that it's gonna work out for using the red card, but I think just having that threat in a tournament can kind of like throw off how I play. I'm not going to play my Professor Oaks immediately if I know that they have a red card. Yeah, I think it still does have utility. I know there's some people that don't think it does. Maybe put it at like bottom of B tier, maybe like top of C tier. I'll put it at bottom B tier because I feel like I like it more than most people. So yeah, let's head into the supporters now, and then we're going to be wrapping it up. All right, now we're wrapping it up with the supporter cards, and I think there's a lot of really good supporter cards out there, and especially the art. Let's get a Professor Research, a 2-star, maybe. Can we get that? That'd be pretty dope. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of these are going to be placing on the higher end for sure. Erica is such a strong card. Really good to be able to heal 50 damage. I think this is like super good against Mewtwo to help keep your Pokemon alive for the later game. There's just a lot of decks that super are helpful. And Misty, I mean, if you get a good Misty early game, you just win. So for that reason, I'd have to say A tier, because you can just like win games straight up. Most of the time, you're getting kills and getting absolutely nothing out of this card. Honestly, for the wins that it can get you and just the high rolls it can get you sometimes, it's just super powerful. Maybe I would put Erica like slightly Erica can't really win you the game, but Misty can, so I would probably put Misty above Erica. Then we have Blaine, which adds 30 damage to Magmar, Rapidash, and Ninetales. It's just like a stronger Giovanni for fire type. I think Blaine's pretty good, but just because of the specific restrictions, I don't know if it's like insane. But maybe say like upper B tier for this, just because it's more restricted than Giovanni. It's just like a specific type of deck that you have to play it in. Then we have Koga, who also kind of like falls under that a little bit. I think the like main benefit of Koga is that you fully heal your Pokemon. So I know you'd have to like re-add all the energy on to be able to like fully heal your Pokemon and immediately play like the Coughing or Grimer again is just kind of crazy. So I think it's a pretty good card. I think I'd have to put it up in B tier, be like right under Blaine, just because again it's like a specific type of deck. Then we got Giovanni. This is just a strong, super versatile card. I think because of its versatility, I'd probably put it upper A tier. For some reason, there's always a situation where Giovanni can be super helpful and just help you clear out a Pokemon. It's also gonna be good like early game to just like take out a Pokemon before they're able to evolve it. I think there's so many situations where Giovanni like comes up. You always want to fit a Giovanni in your deck if you can. Yeah, just a super strong card. Then we have Brock. I think probably got to put him in B for Brock. I don't know. This is so hard to compare against each other. Actually, they're all so niche, but I think being able to get that energy out early, if you can attack with Onyx turn 2, you're just in a great position. And just being able to surprise jump up the Golem from the Graveler to an attack is also a really good tech line. Yeah, I probably put him like mid B tier. All right, we know where Sabrina's going, straight to the top. Probably the best card in the game. I love cards that can shift around where your opponent's cards are, and a lot of times like they'll try to like figure out something late game where they can shift around their cards and they'll try to play for Sabrina, and that just kind of like speaks to like her power. Like just her ability is super helpful to have. It can win you games late. It can help like take out a Pokemon early. Yeah, there's a lot of like different play styles I have for her against different decks. Like I'd say against Pikachu decks, I use her to like take out a card early, and then like Mewtwo decks, I might use it early sometimes. I might use it late to try to get that one extra point. It kind of depends how the game goes out. But yeah, overall, just like one of the best cards in the game. Super good, super strong. We love Sabrina. Surge is a great card. I'd kind of probably put this in B tier as well. Maybe below the others. Yeah, it's just very niche type of play. Also think about the downside of Surge is you typically want to like swap around cards and swap around their energy, and you can't play like Surge with Leaf, and you can't play Surge with like Sabrina on the same turn. So I feel like I get into a lot of situations where it feels awkward to play him, and I need to save up one more energy so I can retreat out, then put in like my Raichu or something like that. But I think he does really work well with like sneaky attacks from Electrode and the new Electabuzz. But yeah, probably on the lower side of the supporter cards. Then also talking about the lower side of the supporter cards, probably say blue is one of the weaker ones. I really don't see people play blue at all. I've tried to mix them into a couple decks. I think I'm gonna try a few more decks this week with blue, see if I can get them to fit right. But it just feels awkward because you kind of have to watch what they're attacking with and see if he would be needed in the situation. You'd be like, oh, they could Giovanni me here, and I could block that with blue to be able to last another turn. But it seems like a lot of thinking ahead, and I don't know. I think this is one I need to practice with a little bit more, but he always feels like a card that I can cut. I don't necessarily need to have in the deck. A lot of people aren't attacking your back line. I mean, more people run Greninja than Dragonite. They sometimes do with Articuno. That's also a decent counter to Articuno, but yeah, I don't know. Definitely need some more testing. I'm not sure if I love it. It feels like too awkward, too clunky. clunky. Then we're moving to Budding Expeditioner. I think this pairs really well with Mew. Use a really strong card, but it is only one card, so I probably would put it like right under Koga. They're basically doing the same thing. This is just for like Mew instead of multiple Pokemon. Yeah, same thing I was talking about with like Koga. Leaf, I'm gonna put this boom right up in S tier. I love Leaf. I don't know if other people love Leaf as much, but I put her in just about like every deck now. I feel like she's kind of like a card that I try to include in every deck. It just feels like there's always like a good opportunity to Leaf and retreat out your Pokemon, and she just opens up a lot of Pokemon to different play styles because you can put them in earlier and easily retreat them out. So I think she's super strong, and I mean, we got to put Professor Oak like right at the top. Just like, you need 2 of these in any deck. I don't think I've ever seen anyone not play 2 of these. Best card in the game. We're just ending the video with the best card in the game. This is it right here. So if you didn't know, now you know. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done that already. We also stream twice a week, so check out our Twitch down in the description below. If you want to check out any of the other energy types, then I'll also have those linked down below. I'll be releasing those over the next couple days. Deuces.